Drown yourself in the neon. You came to this place to hide away in the dark. You tell yourself you need to move on, but one night in the shadows can't ease your broken heart. They turn the volume up, you shut your mind. Wanna escape your thoughts for a little while, but when you close your eyes, I'm by your side, I'm by your side right.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for 2 days of intense cleaning, decluttering, and organizing, starting in my toddler girl's room because, well, look at it. It just desperately needed my attention, especially her closet here. She has been growing like a weed lately, and she has outgrown almost all of her clothes. So she really needed me to sort through them. I'm going to start with all of her hanging clothes, and then I will also pull down all of those bins that are at the top of her closet because she is needing some new organization in there. I do store a lot of next season and next size clothing up in her closet bins, so that was just kind of overflowing. I needed to sort through all of that. And then she had this laundry here that I needed to fold, and so while I was doing it, I was just tossing all of the small clothes into a big donation pile and folding all of the ones that would go back into her drawers, and then I will declutter her drawers as well. So starting off strong with all of this decluttering, clothing decluttering, decor decluttering, and I'm just sort of going to move around her whole room and look for any kind of clothing pieces that I can check the size and the style and the season and just start adding to this huge pile that was next to me. I did also want to say that you might notice I am keeping quite a variety of clothing pieces like jeans, leggings, shorts, tank tops, long sleeve shirts, sweaters, dresses, all kinds of things because the weather is still all over the place here. Literally, it snowed last week, and then the very next day it was like 78 and so warm. So it's just very back and forth, and we are not yet ready to fully change over an entire season. So I'm just kind of having to keep a mixture of clothing in her drawers for now, but I am just wanting to make sure that everything that is in her drawers, hanging in her closet, actually currently fits her and fits her comfortably, not too tight. And then when the season changes for real, I will go ahead and declutter all of like the long pants and the long sleeves and sweaters and things like that. I know that I'll be making a huge trip to Goodwill after decluttering on this day, but I also know that in like 2 or 3 weeks I'm going to have to do this all over again, and I'm sure that I will be taking a couple more trash bags to them. All of these bins that were in the top of Sawyer's closet, there is absolutely nothing wrong with them. I really loved this organization system when I first set it up, and it worked out really well for us for about a year. I think it's been maybe a year and a half or 2 years since I first did her closet makeover. But as she has accumulated more clothes and her older sister has outgrown more, and we've been keeping hand-me-downs and odds and ends, decor pieces, things like that, it just quickly became overflowing and it just wasn't working out anymore. So I was taking this opportunity to sort through everything, make sure that all of the clothes that we were storing in there were actually her next size up and the next season, and that everything was matching with her current kind of growth chart, I guess you could say. And then also I was wanting to switch out the bins themselves. there was absolutely nothing wrong with the bins besides that they just did not fit into that space very well. 3 of them, the wicker basket and then those pink baskets, were just a bit too large for the shelves, and it made it really difficult to get them in and out of there. It damaged the bins themselves, scratched the paint on the walls, and it just deterred me from wanting to use the system. So I collected a couple of bins from Target, those blue ones, and then the rope baskets I found on clearance at TJ Maxx, and I just swapped those out, and I'm loving it so much more now. They fit in that space so much better, and it's allowing me to use that organization system more effectively. Since I was already in declutter mode, I decided to sort through all of Sawyer's toys and books as well. I don't know what it is, but it is so difficult for me to declutter my children's books. Actually, I think I do know what it is. I think it's because when I was a kid, I loved reading so much. Literally from like the time I was Sawyer's age until after I graduated high school, it is all that I did. I was constantly reading, and my mom's go-to punishment for me would be to take my books away because that's how much I loved it, and that's how effective of a punishment it would be for me. But anyway, since growing up and becoming a mother and being able to share that love of reading with my children, it is just very difficult for me to ever get rid of any of their books, and I have such a sentimental attachment to them. But the girls did recently both get their very first library cards, and we have been using them so much, and they have been loving them. We have a constant rotation of new books coming through our house, and so that has made it a lot easier for me to kind of pare down and weed out some of the ones that are no longer age appropriate or that Sawyer has outgrown, and just make way for the new library books that we are getting every few days. This toy chest used to be in my oldest daughter Kinsley's bedroom, and we recently did a bedroom refresh or mini makeover for her. I filmed that entire makeover for my Patreon actually, but I made this toy box for her myself when she was like 4 months old, and I've had it ever since, and so I'm very attached to it and I don't want to get rid of it, but it just no longer fit in her room. So for now we moved it into Sawyer's room, although it doesn't really fit in here either, so I think we might have to end up taking it to our storage unit. I am going to be doing a bedroom refresh in Sawyer's room, a little mini makeover for her as well in the next coming weeks, and I'm going to film that for Patreon too, just because I filmed a couple of times in here for YouTube and I don't want it to get too redundant. But if you are wanting to see Kinsley's bedroom makeover or Sawyer's makeover coming soon, I will have a link to my Patreon down in my description box. You are welcome to sign up for membership and join us over on Patreon. Okay, so I know that this just happened in like 8.5 minutes for you guys, but it was really 4.5 hours in real life, but it was time well spent because look at Sawyer's bedroom. I got it completely cleaned out, completely reorganized, and it is functioning for her so much better now, and she was very appreciative. She thanked me like a dozen times after I had finished, and that itself made it all worth it. We had 2 huge trash bags full of clothes and 2 boxes of toys that we were able to donate to our local women's shelter, and that was it for day 1. So now we're back for day 2, and I'm going to be working on cleaning out my living room. Also decluttering my jewelry and building a new bookshelf next to my fireplace. I know I have one there currently, but it just isn't the right size. So I got a new one in and I'm so excited to put that together, but first I need to clean up a bit. I am going to start by folding these blankets that I had previously thought I was going to declutter. I actually had them in a declutter pile and was loading them into the car when I second guessed myself, brought them back inside, washed and dried them, and decided to store them away in our linen closet for one of our dogs. If you don't know, we have two dogs, Daisy and Lola. Lola is a pug and she hates dog beds. I don't know what it is, but I have tried every size, shape, softness, brand, you name it, I've tried it, and she just boycotts them all. Her favorite way to spend her leisurely time is to be in her kennel with the door open, snuggled in a soft blanket. So I do try to honor that and also to switch out those soft blankets as often as possible. And so I'm just going to keep those blankets to switch out for Lola. And since I was in the linen closet, I was putting away some of Sawyer's bath bombs that she recently got for her birthday. And for her birthday party, my husband actually made her these Aristocats posters to play like pin the bow on the Aristocats instead of pin the tail on the donkey. And I wanted to show them to you guys because he did such a good job. He made Marie, Toulouse, and Berlioz, and all of the kids had a blast with them. It made me a little bit sad to have to throw them out, but we just had no use for them anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and throw those out as well as all of the other trash that was in the room, and like I said, just start cleaning this space out, getting it decluttered and to a much more manageable state. It is finally time to sort through my jewelry box, and as I'm saying that out loud, I don't know why I'm calling it a box. It clearly is not. It's more like a full-on piece of furniture. Maybe a jewelry chest is a better way to describe it, but anyway, I have had this thing for like 8 or 9 years now, and the last 2 it has been stored away in the far corner of Kinsley's closet. I recently decluttered and reorganized her entire closet and finally pulled this sucker out of there and put it in that little hallway area until I had some time to sort through it. So I'm finally making the time to get that done. I cleared all of the drawers out and I'm just going to sort through every single piece of jewelry in here and throw away anything that is broken or damaged. And then that small little white box on, it was my right, but the left side of the screen is what I'm going to be keeping, just a very few pieces that I love and I know that I will continue to wear in the future. And then everything else on the right side of the screen, that large pile over there, is everything that I'm going to donate. I just don't have a need for a lot of these pieces anymore, and I know that I could just donate them and someone else could find them and love them and use them way more than I can in this current season of life. I have been loving these storage compression bags for storing away all of my holiday and seasonal throw pillows and throw blankets that I'm not currently using. I don't know what is up with the picture on the box though. I've never been able to get these to be completely flat, so someone must have like 2 sweaters in there or something, but I had these 4 large fluffy Valentine's Day pillows and I'm just going to wrangle them into this bag, get it all zipped securely, and then use my my vacuum to suck out all of that extra air and compress it down so that I could store it away much easier.
The sun's going down as I try to make my way through the crowd. Feeling alive, I love being by your side, it makes me shine. We got one summer, so let's make it count. You make me feel like everything's alright. Let's dance our problems away in the night. Love being right next to you. You'll be on my mind. I'll be dreaming about this till the end of time. We are young, we are free, down for the ride. Might be over tomorrow, but we got this day forever. Do you hear that sound? Can you feel the music? Let's get wild. We're magic, you and I. They got
So this is the new bookshelf that I ordered for next to our fireplace, and I actually ordered it over a month ago, but it was shipping delayed. So I was really excited when it finally came in, and even more excited when I unboxed it and saw that there weren't too many pieces. Like, it wasn't overwhelming, it seemed pretty simple and straightforward to put together. I did try to film putting it together, but my camera battery died and I didn't notice, so I'm so sorry about that. I was just kind of in the zone and wanting to get it all done. But once I had it mostly put together, we're gonna move out the old bookcase and put in the new, and I just love it so much.
If it's only for now, I don't mind, 'cause I know that your love is endless. If it's only for now, I don't mind, 'cause I know that your love is endless. It might be over tomorrow, but this day will live on forever. You'll be on my mind. I'll be dreaming about this till the end of time. We are young, we are free, down for the
So this is what it looked like when I got it all put together, and I love it so much, and I am beyond excited to style it for all of the seasons and holidays to come. As I was putting all of my decor back in here, I realized that I did not have enough to fill up all of these shelves. The previous bookcase that was here is actually significantly smaller than this one, and so there's a lot of empty space, but that's totally fine because I do plan to get some really pretty frames and fill out the rest of these shelves with some beautiful family photos. Is there anything better than a completely cleaned and decluttered house? It is definitely one of the best feelings. But anyway, this is going to wrap up today's video. I hope that you all enjoyed and found a ton of motivation here today. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.